Jefferson County, 43952, Steubenville, Ohio.
7 years of hardship, seen enough.
Steubenville!
7 years of bullshit, observed enough. 7 years of melodrama, burned enough. Seen a lot of sloppy cats bite the dust. 7 years of hardship, seen enough.
Steubenville!
7 years of bullshit, observed enough. 7 years of melodrama, burned enough. Seen a lot of sloppy cats bite the dust. 7 years of hardship, seen enough.
Steubenville!
7 years of bullshit, observed enough. 7 years of melodrama, burned enough. Seen a lot of sloppy cats bite the dust.
Welcome again to the Peace, Knowledge, Wisdom Experience, where we explore the Black experience in America. You are invited in to comment and dialogue with us as we search for peace, knowledge, and wisdom in a world that seems to operate without it. What we ask of you is to subscribe to our channel and help us grow. Also, share its channel with your friends and family. Hitting the like buttons helps us with knowing what kind of content you like and what we can do better. Buckle up for a great show. Peace, knowledge, wisdom to all you guys. We're back on Mac TV. Again, we're here on Mac TV, peace, knowledge, and wisdom. Today's show is going to be quick. It's going to be about the college football playoff championship, which is tonight. Also, guys, I want to remind you, please subscribe to this Mac TV network. Also, subscribe to the Peace, Knowledge, and Wisdom. And again, we are on Facebook. Go to that page and follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. We are on Twitter. And give us your support. Again, once you hit that subscriber button, please know to hit the bell to be notified of anytime we drop videos. Videos are going to start coming a lot more frequently with all the different people on the network. The talent that we have is impeccable talent. It's Elder Michael Jett, that you guys know is the other half of Mac and Jet Show. We also have Mr. Stefan Hill, who's going to be have a show on the contrary. It's either going to be on the contrary by the contrarian or just on the contrary by itself. But anyway, we're waiting for that to start, which is going to be good. Also, we got Brother Greg Roby, powerful preacher from down south, who's going to be giving us some of his teachings, but he'll also be doing a show called Raw Reality. It's going to be a hard-hitting show talking about some of the reality issues that we have and coming from a biblical, I guess, base, however, talking about it in real-life ways. And then we have Mr. Chuck Lee, who will be the artist of our lineup. Got great paintings and music and dialogue about how he comes to all of his paintings. So basically, you got a whole lineup of talent that we want you guys to tune in for. And as we grow, as we get better at doing this thing, you guys will be able to go right with us. And we're hoping to do a lot of things with the Mac TV channel. And soon we'll be getting into having you guys let us know the hot spots, the best places to eat, the best Black ownerships of businesses that's going on. I know we'll be going next week to another young Black woman who has a business where she does entertainment. She puts on events, and we'll be going to, I think it's called the Old School Bingo, something I'm looking forward to, where you play bingo by and having the right, I think, either artist or song. And I'm just looking forward to just having a good, positive atmosphere and a fun night. So we'll give you more information as the time goes. We might even put something in a link or something on this video so that as soon as you see it, you'll know where to go to and to get the information and get your tickets. But college football, the biggest nights, the championship, the college football playoff championship. We've got Washington going against Michigan. Michigan's the number 1 team and Washington is the number 2 team. So at the end of the year, the rankings that the committee had seems to be correct. Just giving you guys straight up, I don't know how to put it other than I was dead wrong. We had 2 great games, so we could have easily had a Texas-Alabama game as far as it relates to how good those teams were. So we do want to give them their props for being great teams and successful seasons. But yes, I picked Michigan to lose to Alabama, and I also picked Washington to lose to Texas. I think Elder Jet on our special, if you guys look at it, I think he did. I know he chose Michigan, but I'm not sure who he chose in the Texas game. So tonight, so you may not want to listen to me as it relates to this, but I'm going to give you a shot to kind of highlight what I think is going to happen in the game. I'm an Ohio State fan, so it's hard for me to choose Michigan. However, an objective view, when I look at the teams, Washington has been the way Washington has played the last two times they've been on the field, uh, against Texas and against Oregon. Those two times they were on the field playing the way they played, that team, to me, can beat Michigan and will beat Michigan. However, there was a period of maybe 4 games. I believe they might have been 6-0, 7-0, kind of coasting through the year. They maybe right after they beat Oregon. I can't remember what I know when they played Oregon the first time. I believe it was either an overtime game or a last second field goal they won. And it was a good game. But after that game, Washington didn't play that well. They played some subpar teams and barely won. They really escaped with with some last second holds of a team driving on them. They had to kick a field goal in one game at the end of the game to win. It might have been Oregon State or Arizona or someone like that. I'm not sure. But that team, to me, was a team that wasn't as good as advertised. And so when they played Oregon for the championship at the end of the year, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Oregon was like a 10-point favorite, maybe a 7 or 8 point favorite, but it was fluctuating all the way up from 7 to 10 at different times, I believe. And that shouldn't happen to being an undefeated team going for a championship to a team that you'd already beat. But that's how the odds makers in Vegas thought of them. The way they had played wasn't that great. Then they beat Oregon, played a great game, and won that Pac-12 championship. And then, as you've seen them playing Texas, Texas had a great team. They got a lot of talent on that team at Texas, and Washington just basically played a better game and looked like the better team against Texas. If that team shows up, Michael Penix Jr., you got to say the brother's just has all the tools. He has sneaky athleticism. He's able to do what he needs to do with his feet. He can make every throw. His receivers are dynamic. So he has all the tools he needs. The offense is just a very good offense. The defense is an opportunistic defense. It's also a defense that takes care of business when it needs to. In other words, it gets off the field on most third downs. It stops the teams when in the fourth quarter when it needs to get a stop, as you've seen against Texas. They don't have any All-American, at least, standout All-Americans on that defense like they do on offense, the receivers and Michael Penix Jr., who was a runner-up in the Heisman Trophy race. They don't have that on defense. However, they do. They are champions and they are undefeated, and they've played some of the best teams in the country. So I believe Washington has everything they need in order to win this game. Let's talk about Michigan real briefly. Probably the best coach, one of the best coaches rather, in college, football, save Nick Saban, who most people feel, and rightly so, might be the GOAT as far as college coaching. But other than that, Jim Harbaugh, is second to no one in what he does, how he prepares a team. He's been to the NFL. He's coached an NFL team, San Francisco 49ers, went to 3 NFC championship games and a Super Bowl. Also, before that, people don't realize he got Stanford up and running. He got Stanford being what they were, the football power, for a while. That was under Jim Harbaugh also. And so, his resume speaks for itself. Also, we know he was in trouble twice this year. He got suspended 3 games each, beginning of the year and the end of the year. So his suspension was bookends of the season. And then he came back for last week's game. But during that time he was out, his team still stayed undefeated. They still won big games. Matter of fact, they beat Ohio State. And, to me, well, they beat Penn State, I believe, is who they beat without him. And then on to beat Ohio State. And so for him to have a coaching staff that could keep it together like that, let you know their coaching staff is good, and not to mention, obviously, the players. McCarthy as the quarterback seems to be able to take care of what he needs to take care of and stay the winning quarterback that he's been. The running game with Corum is special. The defense dominated Alabama's offensive line, which is very seldom ever said, which is something good to see for the Big Ten anyway. So no, I'm not a Michigan fan, but I don't have no problem going for the Big Ten because that's where Ohio State is at. And, Michigan is representing the Big Ten well. And it's good because Washington will be coming to the Big Ten. I believe they're one of the teams coming to the Big Ten along with USC and UCLA. And so the future for the Big Ten looks bright with some of these teams that are pretty good. So what's my pick? My pick for tonight's game, I'm looking at a high scoring game. I look for it to start early, maybe back and forth jabbing, probably first half you're looking at something like maybe 14-10, 10-7, 13-10, 20-10, and in the second half back and forth. So I'm looking for a high scoring game, somewhere around 38-31 as a final score, and I'm looking at Washington being the champion. However, my track record is not good. Michigan is a 4.5-point favorite. So Vegas thinks Michigan's going to do it. Mostly everybody that I've seen is picking Michigan, but I'm going to pick Washington. And then what I want to say is I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I'll have to look it up. I should have already known this. I apologize. But I believe next year we go to that 12-team system. And so on our next Mac Jet Live, we're going to talk about the CFP and the 12-team playoff that's going to be next year coming up. And what we're going to do is take the top 12 going in to the bowl season. And then we're going to take the final 12 that's going to be voted on after the national championship game tonight. And then we're going to try to do some fun with that. And we're going to pair up what would be, if we had the playoffs this year, who would have been against each other. And then we'll look at after how everybody played, which is going to be hard because the transfer portal ruined a lot of things. A lot of the bowl games didn't have all the players. A lot of them decided to go pro or they transferred to other teams, so they didn't play. And that was disappointing. Yes, we'll probably also talk a little bit about that Florida State game. Georgia beat Florida State, I think 68-3 or 65-3 or something like that. The only good thing about that score is that that's what should have happened. The best players for Florida State did not play, but the best players for Georgia played. And if that happens, that's what should happen. The team that's just overwhelmingly that good, they are going to beat a team that doesn't have their best players. However, we got to do a better job of putting these games together, I believe. Now, the playoff system will take care of that a little bit now because there'll be 12 teams that's got something to win, got something to play for. So I believe everybody will be suited up when something like that happens to play for a championship. Whereas a bowl game, you're simply playing for a bowl game. You already guaranteed the money that comes with the bowl game. You don't have to win to get it. So there's no real incentive to risk being hurt if you're going to the NFL, or if you're transferring. Obviously, you're not a part of the team anymore, and there could be some dynamics that you don't want to have to go through if a guy's leaving to go somewhere else, or he might even be going to the team that's across the field. So that's another interesting conversation. Is the portal, is also the stance that Michigan's coach Jim Harbaugh has on revenue sharing with the players. Some people may think that the NIL solved the issue of saying the players ought to be paid. All it did was kind of pushed it to the side and kind of attacked it a different way. The players are now getting paid, but through a different way. The discussion was always the monies that the NCAA gets, they need to share that with the players. And I think they should share that, and the players should have NIL deals available to them. That way, guys that don't have NIL deals can still take advantage of the blood, sweat, and tears that they give on that football field. And so, again, tonight's game, I'm looking for a high-scoring affair. I am looking for Washington to come on top. Yes, part of me is hoping they come on top because the Michigan fans that I have to deal with, they can be quite rude in their display and affection for Michigan. And again, let me say this, and I don't want to make this about Ohio State and Michigan, but I wish these Michigan fans would grow up. Why Michigan fans, all they want to do is see Ohio State lose? That's just crazy. Michigan fans should worry about Michigan. Now, I know you guys don't have a lot of good things over the years to worry about if you worry about Michigan, but don't mess around and be too much of a hater. Don't worry about Ohio State's business until we play you. And I know it was a long time before you guys finally won again. You won the last 3. And I feel you. After you've seen us win over and beat you over and over again and over again and over again and again and again, and then we beat you again, and then we beat you again. I understand that once you started winning, you kind of feel that the 3 times you won is like 30 times. But unfortunately, it's not. It's not how it works. So again, you guys earned where you're at now. Much love to you. Ohio State needs to get rid of Day. And the reason we need to get rid of Day is not because he's not a good coach, not because he's not a good guy, not because he didn't lead us to victories, not because he lost to Michigan 3 times in a row. As my producer would, she's grinning ear to ear about Michigan. She probably wants us to keep Day because she wants to keep winning. We don't. So we wish him well. He can stay as coordinator if he wants to. But my thing is, there's only 2 things we want as a coach at Ohio State. Somebody's going to beat Michigan and then win a national championship. And we haven't done that in over a decade. So the coaches that have been there in that last decade have not done what they're supposed to do, including Urban Meyer. Now, Urban Meyer was the one that won the last championship. So at least he had a championship under his belt. Ryan Day does not. And Ryan Day is losing to Michigan. And so we can beat Michigan. You have a little longer time period to be able to win a national championship. But I'd say after 2 losses in a row, you're in the hot seat at least. We're looking side eyes at you after the first loss to Michigan. And Ryan Day has lost 3 times. I don't know how you come back from that, because even when he wins next year, if he wins next year, that's still 1 out of the last 4. Like, he's still garbage. Like, I'll just be happy there, because now if he beats them soundly and they look good, and it might be enough to shut Michigan up, the fans up, but I doubt it. Them guys, them things are like ticks. Like, it's hard to get off. Hard to get them off you. But I digress. Fun with the Michigan fans. But again, tune into the Mac and Jet show. That'll be coming up soon. Tune in to all the other talented content creators that we have on Mac TV Network. Please subscribe to Mac TV Network. We got a lot of things coming up. 2024 is going to be a big year. I believe it's going to be, it's going to be very different in 2024. We got a presidential election coming up, and unfortunately, we're going to have some stuff come up that we really need to, as a country, as a state, and as an Ohio Valley, we need to wrestle with some things. And some of the things that's going to be coming up, we'll be talking about them right here on the Peace, Knowledge, and Wisdom. We'll be talking about it on the Mac and Jet show, on The Contrary and Raw Reality. We'll be talking about those things in a way that's hard-hitting, in a way that's truthful, in a way kind of the Cat Williams way, I'll call it right now. A way that's going to be right at you. It's going to be it is what it is type of thing. Not to steal from that other podcast show Cam and Mace has, but we're going to give it to you just like it, just like it is, and hopefully we can try to solve. I'm a solutions guy. Hopefully we can try to solve some of these things with unity, togetherness, and not necessarily that we all speak it in we all feel the same way, but we all understand that we got to be together in order to get certain things done. And let's hope that gets done. We'll be coming up on Martin Luther King Jr. holiday. So there'll be a lot going on with that. We'll be talking about different issues that relates to the MLK holiday. And then Black History Month will be coming up very soon in February. So our attention always turns to Black culture, Black community, and those things. So we'll be probably having the president of NAACP on to talk with him about some issues and some things about the NAACP. And so you guys tune in. We're going to have a lot going on here. And again, subscribe, hit the bell so you're notified of every video that drops. Facebook, Instagram page for all the shows, and a Mac TV page. Please go on it. Check out our videos. Check out all the other videos we've had on Peace, Knowledge, and Wisdom in the past to get yourself familiarized with some of the people in the community and myself. And that's it. So peace out. Have a good one.
Jefferson County, 43952, Steubenville, Ohio.
7 years of hardship seemed enough.
Steubenville.
7 years of bullshit observed enough. 7 years of melodrama burned enough. Seen a lot of sloppy cats fight the dust. 7 years of hardship seen enough.
Steubenville.
7 years of bullshit observed enough. 7 years of melodrama burned enough. Seen a lot of sloppy cats fight the dust. 7 years of hardship seen enough.
Steubenville.
7 years of bullshit observed enough. 7 years of
Yeah.
melodrama burned enough. Seen a lot of sloppy cats fight